Morgan here for Riff Mag with Sami from Ensiferum. Thank you, Sami, for being here.
Thank you. It's a pleasure. Hi, folks.
So you have had quite an exhausting trip, right?
Well, it was interesting. Leaving home like after 4 o'clock, go to airport, fly here for a few hours, and then drive 5 hours. But finally we're here, and it was time well spent because we have a lot of details to go through about the new album that we're working now.
Okay, so I don't know if you experienced the same weather as we have here, as we did here, but is it raining a lot like in Finland also?
Yeah, we had really nice summer, but last few days it's been raining like hell and huge thunderstorms and everything. It's been actually really nice in a way. I like thunder and rain.
That's what I was gonna ask. Do you people like heavy storms and stuff like? Maybe it's inspiring for you.
Yeah, and I enjoy sleeping when it rains a lot. It's really calming.
All right. So you don't come very often in France. You had rare venues there, and how do you feel about playing here in this country, and especially here in that festival?
Actually, it feels really good. I have to be honest. Well, it's been like 10 years since I joined the band, and we had some tours then, and we always asked, why there's no show in France? People kept telling us, no point going there, there's no metal scene. And we were like, okay, maybe you know better than us. But then we started getting more requests from France, come and play here. I was like, what the fuck is this thing going on? And then we booked some shows on some tours to France. It was like sold out shows, crazy people, sing along, having great time. We're like, what the fuck is going on? And after that, it's been like that on every show, literally. This is one of the greatest places in the world to play, really. So it's always nice to come here, and I feel really ashamed that it wasn't our last but previous album of that. There's no album on any store in France, for example. It's not up to us, but there are some label things going on. But we're gonna take much better care of you guys from now on.
That's very, very good to hear. But it's true that in France the metal scene is not like the one you have in Finland or the one in the northern countries. It's more like, we have lots of French music, and we call that variety. And it's for example, on the radio we have quotas with French music that have to be broadcast. And but since you arrived here, what do you think of the ambience right here from what you can hear?
It's really cool. There's a guy playing acoustic guitar, singing in France, and people are really enjoying it. I really like this, and I really enjoy when you go to metal festivals. There's something different going on all the time. There's something different, some different kind of bands. I think that's really cool for people also. They can find new bands.
You were saying that not the last album, but the previous one, there were none released in the stores in France for some reasons. Which Ensiferum record would you recommend to an Ensiferum listener or a beginner?
Of course, I would have to say wait until the next one is out, because it's gonna be the best one so far. But I don't know. I think. It depends what kind of stuff you like, because if you listen to all our albums from the first one to the last one, you can obviously hear how the band has evolved. And at least the way I see it, it's always interesting to hear how bands evolve through all the years. And I think it's really cool about the next album that we're making now. There's gonna be some, of course, recognizable elements from the old stuff, but it's gonna be more powerful than ever. I really like it.
How would you describe this evolution? I mean, when you hear albums like Iron, for example, and when you hear the last record, Unsung Heroes, how would you describe the evolution of the band across the year?
Whoa. It's always hard to actually describe music with words.
How do you feel it?
I think on the first 2-3 albums you can hear the enthusiast. We were much younger. Don't get me wrong, of course, we love what we're doing, but you can obviously hear that maybe we're analyzing things a little bit more, and that's not always a good thing. It's double-edged sword in a way, and that's really cool about the new album, because the producer guy Ensiferum, who has made like a lot of stuff like with Children of Bodom, and he's really inspiring, and it's really cool that he also understands about music, the theory. And when you kind of understand the theory, then you can start to break it, then you can kind of unlearn it. It's really hard to explain, even in Finnish. So I think on the next album we're gonna break some boundaries in a way.
Are we gonna play some accordion or some violin or?
Yeah, of course there's gonna be some folk elements, because that's one of the cornerstone of our music.
Maybe some pipe or flute or something like that?
Yeah, and I think there's gonna be some difference in the overall the arrangement and kind of the energy of songs. I don't know. At least I feel like 20 years younger at the moment when we're playing the new song. I'm like, fuck, I want to play this live as soon as possible, and we're gonna hit the studio in a few weeks, so I think the atmosphere is really good inside the band.
Do you record the album in Finland?
Yes, and we're pondering a lot about who's gonna produce the album, and we had a lot of good options even outside Finland, but then Anssi was one of the options, and but it's much easier to explain stuff when it's your own language.
Yeah.
Even the small details, difference between words. Even though in English the same word might kind of mean the same, but it's much easier to explain someone if he speaks the same language and you live in the same culture. It's much easier to use metaphors and stuff like that. What do you want from the song, or even one word, or anyway, I'm really excited about this.
Are you gonna reveal something that we don't know about that new album? Give us maybe an exclusivity about something.
I don't know what I dare to tell. Like I said, when we drove here for like 5 hours, we were debating all the time, and we have done it for the whole summer about the album cover and how the songs are gonna be on the album, in which order, and how about this and that and that. But now everything starts to get into place. What can I reveal? Shit. Maybe I shouldn't reveal too much, but I'm gonna say that old fans are gonna be surprised, and there are gonna be tons of new ones, because it's gonna be a killer album.
That's a very good revelation.
Yeah, I know modesty is a virtue, but on the other hand, this is what I always tell people. Like some of our friends from other bands, they always say, I don't dare to use my own band's shirt. I'm like, what the fuck? When you were like 15 years old and it was your first band, and you made the first demo of the C cassette, you were always like, oh fuck, listen, this is the best album ever. And if you had like shirt of your own band, it's like the best thing. So you should be proud of what you're doing, and no matter what you do.
Where's your Ensiferum shirt?
It's dirty. I only have one.
I have another question about Finland. You have already 2 Finnish metal bands who did the Eurovision, and Lordi won it. When are we gonna see Ensiferum on our TV screens?
Shit, I don't know if I should reveal this, but yeah, I'm gonna. No, this is old stuff. But back in the days, I know Markus and Jari were talking about making a song for Eurovision, but they didn't, apparently.
I think Lai Lai Hey would be a very good song for the Eurovision.
Yeah, but I think it has to be a new song, so let's see. I have nothing against Eurovision, but I would still feel weird to do it, especially the playback issue. No, nah. Let's,
Because the band Thunderstone, who did the Eurovision, they made a song called Forevermore in their album, and they made a special version of that song in their album also, so that they could play at the Eurovision.
And also Nightwish played there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and actually the Eurovision version of Sleepwalker was pretty cool.
Okay, so we are going to wish you a very, very good concert tonight. We will be in front of it, of course, and thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, it was a pleasure.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.